Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drop and Give Me 20 with Phil Risden. I am Phil Risden. Oh, man, please make sure to like, share, subscribe on this video. It's good to be back. Good to see you. You guys look beautiful. You guys trust me. I know you're like, how can he see everybody that's watching this video right now? I can. I have my third eye, all right? I've been doing a lot of DMT, a lot of mushrooms, a lot of acid, and my third eye open. I can see every last one of you, and what I want to tell you to every last one of you is that you're goddamn beautiful. Oh, how's the day been for you? It's been good. My day's been pretty solid. More shark sightings in the old New York City oceans there, so that's nice. That's always a good day to start off. It is. It's actually today is what day? Thursday. It's a Thursday at 7:30 p.m. It's a bit of a rainy night in the Big Apple there. That was my newscaster. I don't know if that was that good. I have no fucking idea. Also, I've noticed this. I've lived here in New York for upwards of 10 years, and I have not heard even one person call New York City the Big Apple. What is the deal with that shit? You know, I feel like every city has like one of those names, and the people never call it that all the fucking time. Like really, like New Orleans. Do you guys really call yourselves the Big Easy? Right? Like I fucking doubt it. Right? Fucking Chicago, Second City. You call yourselves the Second City. You call yourselves a silver medal. You know, or even the Windy City. You don't fucking call yourselves the Windy City. Truthfully, you call it fucking Chicago or Chi or whatever. You know. I want to know, hey, you Bostonians, do you guys really call it Beantown? Because I've been to Boston bunches of times. No one's ever called it Beantown. I want to know the origins of all these weird names. You know, was the Big Apple named that because it's like, you know, New York City is almost like the apple of the country's eye or something like that, and then it's also big. I don't know, but I want to know. I bet you in Boston, the way, you know, I bet you whatever history of, you know, why it's called Beantown, I'm telling you, I bet you it's racist. There's just no way that the origin of their nickname isn't racist at all. I bet you it's just like one of those things where they just used to, like, you know, some fucked up shit they did to like black people back in the day. Like, we call it fucking Beantown because we used to you know, back in the day we used to hurl uncooked beans at black people, and, you know, and then years go by, the rumors start, next thing you know, we're Beantown. You guys like that accent? I feel like that, you know. Yeah, I took you. You thought you were in New York. I brought you straight to the Departed, baby. Straight to the Departed. I'm telling you, man. Life's good. Life is good. The environment's not, though. I've been seeing all these different news things about record flooding all across the world. China just had a rainfall that was the biggest rainfall they've ever had in 1,000 fucking years. How they have records of what rainfall was 1,000 years ago, I don't really know. I actually never really put that into thought until I just said it right here, right now. But still, very disheartening, very disheartening. So I've been loading up on bottled water, canned goods, and firearms as much as I possibly can. That's not true. In New York, firearms are illegal, but I wish I had them because I've been stockpiling up on bottled water and canned food. So somebody's gonna come in here, stab me, and take all my shit away from me when the world's gonna end, and I don't feel good about that. Okay, I don't feel good about that at all. Fucking yeah, dude. There's floods everywhere now, which is weird. I feel like I don't get it because I'm like, we spent the last year all in our houses. You know, I feel like, if anything, I'm not saying that global warming shouldn't still be progressing, but at the same time, I'm like, why is it getting worse, particularly this year? You know, it seems weird because, like, we literally, everybody stayed in our houses. Fucking planes didn't fly. Cars didn't drive for like a year and a half, man. You know, sure, there's Florida and like some southern states spackled around there who are doing their own thing, but essentially the world, like the entire world, really did like slow down, and it doesn't seem to have helped at all. You know, it's like, it's almost like global warming is just like a giant fart, you know, and it's just like for decades, for millennia, Humanity has just been farting and farting and farting and farting, and it's terrible and it's awful and it's so bad. The room is sealed, and we've been farting for thousands of years, and it's so bad that our eyes are burning and we're tearing. But 2020 was us cracking open the window, you know? So how is the fart getting stinkier? I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone tell me. Can a scientist tell me why humanity's fart is getting smellier when the window is cracked open? That's what I want to know. Why isn't President Biden talking about that? Aren't you glad to get the real news here, people? That's what I'm saying. Fucking life's crazy. The UK, I was seeing too, they're saying that the UK right now, their COVID cases are actually plummeting. They're plunging, even though they've lifted all their travel bans and stuff, or are in the process of lifting their travel bans, and scientists are baffled by it, which, you know, shout out to UK. Hey, if shit's working for you, it's working for you. Don't question it. But at the same time, I'm a little suspicious, you know? I feel like someone's definitely cooking the books over there in the old UK and the old United Kingdom. You know, they're cooking the books. They're counting cards. They're doing some shady dealings in the, you know, in the dark hallways of UK Parliament. I don't know. Someone's wearing a trench coat. People are passing back manila folders of top secret shit. Some shit's going on. There's just no fucking way. You lift the ban and everything goes down. Is it simply because, like, there's just less English people physically in England now because of it? I don't fucking know. It's fucking weird, man. I don't buy it. You know? I say anybody from the UK is watching this, channel your inner V for Vendetta, okay? Don't trust your government. Don't trust your government. Figure out a way. Infiltrate, okay? Infiltrate and find some answers, and then like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment section and tell me the truth of what's going on in the UK government, all right? I have a couple of English friends out here, and I may have to hire them to see if they can do some investigating. I'll tell you that right now. What else am I on? Sorry if I'm just out of it. I am. I'm so fucking hungover today. Like, I'll just be real with you, dude. I am so fucking hungover today, and I wish I could say that it's because I'm getting older, but the truth is, I've always been like this. Is there anybody else like that? Like, since I started drinking, my hangovers have always been terrible. Like they've never gotten, they never had like a good period. Like, people talk about their 20s, like, oh dude, when I was in my early 20s, I could just drink all night, pop right up, do whatever I needed to do. And it's like, what? Because mine, I half the time I was fucking hungover. I should have been on a goddamn IV drip. I swear to God, just dying. You know, it's fucking terrible. I've had, since I was in my early 20s, I'd be like 22, and I would have those type of hangovers where I'd just be hungover all fucking day, the whole entire day. And that's just been my life. That's actually why I don't drink as much now, except for yesterday when I drank a ton. So who knows? Self-improvement. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. Yeah, I've always had bad hangovers. I feel like I've always had the body of an old man, even when I was young. You know? Like, I have always had the body of an old man. Just a crotchety, weak, fragile, elderly male. That's what my life has been this whole entire time. I've been laying on the ground in order to straighten out my back since I was 12. Okay, people? You know? I bet you even when I was a baby, my baby bottle tasted like Werther's Originals. I bet you it did. Because I'm a real man from the greatest generation. I bet you when I was a baby, I was crying about war bonds. Isn't comedy great when you're the only one who makes yourself laugh? Oh, boy. I am. Yeah, I just feel terrible. I'm sweating right now. But you know what? I decided I got to give you guys a fucking podcast. I got to give you something. I'm trying. I didn't want to make a promise until I was like kind of halfway into doing all this shit, but fuck it. I think you guys are going to hold me accountable. My whole thing right now with Drop and Give Me 20 and just with YouTube and recordings and stuff, I'm shooting for 30 videos / podcasts in 30 days. And that's what I'm going to go. I was going to do 90. I have a friend. I've been learning a bit more about the algorithms there. If there are any content creators, I almost threw up in my mouth when I said that. If there are any content creators watching this and shit, yeah, I've learned a lot from like a couple of my different friends who do YouTube. They do podcasting. They do all that type of stuff. A lot of YouTube people were telling me, they were like, yo, if you want this shit to really take off, you should do a video every day for 90 days. And I was like, that's a lot. So I'm sticking to 30, seeing where I go from there. Gonna do my thing. But, I mean, come on, dude. Imagine this. You're going from once a week, where I promise you it's going to be on Mondays, and it's always on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and you're going from that to every goddamn day. How about that? Isn't life grand? Isn't life good? You know, I'm doing you guys a favor. I'm sure you're all waiting. You're fucking holding your family at night, crying, weeping, going, why aren't there more episodes of Phil's podcast? I knew that as a whole, you know, and for a long time I just choose to put myself past it and above it. But truthfully, man, like, I gotta give the people what they want. I gotta give the people what they want. It's tough. Somebody's gotta do it, you know. Plus, I gotta redeem myself. I gotta put out tons of videos so nobody cares about what I'm putting out. Because I recently put out a video about Simone Biles yesterday, calling her a fucking bum. And there are some people out there in the old internet who weren't a fan of it. I did call her a bum. Look, people. All right, listen. She's a tremendous athlete. Yes, she is extremely naturally talented. She also has worked hard. That being said, I still am under the fact that she's a bum. She's a bum. You know? She's a fucking bum. I'm not saying it's like a bad thing, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, all I was trying to say is, you know, it's less about the sport or anything like that. I think a lot of people, when I was like, not even just on YouTube, but just like with friends, we were all like talking about all this stuff. I think a lot of people are really like focusing on what it means as like an American, or what it means for our shot in the Olympics and all that shit. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm not even really a sports person in general, even like regular, like real sports that are on every fucking week. Like, I don't give a shit. What I was trying to say about her was just, this is more about a personal integrity thing for her as a human being. Like, this is going to be something that determines or shows who she is as a human being outside of what she actually does. That's all that I was saying. Like, you know, in a better way to almost say it, it's like, you know, as someone who's gone through mental illness, me, you know, it's a tough thing to deal with. But the difference, I think, between her or certain other people, or even like Naomi Osaka or something like that, is like, you're not really, who knows? I mean, I don't know her personal life, but at the same time, it's just like suffering some sort of mental illness from the sport. I don't necessarily know if that's what it is. I think it's more just pressure, and you can't really handle the pressure, which is fine. But at the same time, that's a main component of being a performer. You know, like I said in my video before, it's like, if I'm a stand-up comedian, like, the Olympics are the only part of gymnastics that anybody gives a shit about. It doesn't matter how many world championships you do. It doesn't matter how many other tournaments and nobody gives a shit. If you're not performing in the Olympics, nobody gives a shit about you in these sports, and people need to get that. It's like, for me as a comic, you know, being a performer as well in two different sectors, but a performer. Imagine like, if I was able to perform across the country everywhere all the time, and then all of a sudden I get a Comedy Central half-hour special and I just can't do it, that immediately makes everybody think, and, you know, that makes everybody think like, all right, this guy just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the sauce. Like, and that's the whole thing. It's like, she might be talented. She might have been born talented. She might have worked really hard and all that shit. But when the chips were down, she didn't have the sauce. And that's what separates, you know, prolific performers and like real professionals from like amateur people, no matter how good they are. You know how many fucking hysterical, prolific comedians I still wouldn't dare call a professional, simply because they don't handle the business that they need to handle when they need to handle it. You know what I mean? They don't go up whenever they're booked on shows. And all of a sudden, they'll be booked on something, and then they're just like, I'd rather stay home, or I'm feeling a little down, so I'm not going to do it. Those are the things that separate professionals from amateurs. No matter how good you are, even how many accolades you've gotten, if you act that way, you're still going to be considered an amateur by most people around you, by your peers, by the people watching you, all that type of shit. That's really what it is. It's like, bro, you're saying you have an anxiety problem or like depression or whatever, but it's like if this was game 7 of the NBA finals and the clock had run out and it's tied and you have to shoot a foul shot to change the points, to win the game and all that shit, right? If that was happening and your heart was beating out of your chest, your heart wouldn't be beating out of your chest because you have an anxiety disorder. Your heart would be beating out of your chest because of the external phenomena of being the one that people depend on. And that's what I'm trying to say. She's not leaving because she's hurt and she's been dealing with all these problems for her whole life or some shit. She's leaving because she doesn't want to be the person that people depend on. And that's not really something that I think people should be praising someone for. I don't think they should necessarily be condemning them either, but definitely shouldn't be like praising people for that. And I think that's a big problem with like people in my generation, where it's like it's gotten to a point where it's like people used to live vicariously through people's victories for decades and decades and years. People spent living vicariously through the victories of very talented people, singers, all that stuff. And then singers, athletes, whatever performer or special person you may have we lived vicariously through those wins. And then something happened in the last like decade or so where we've now started living vicariously through people's failures. And it's like both were unhealthy, but this is far more unhealthy. Like, yes, it is annoying to be the type of person who, when they're talking about the Eagles, and you're just some fat guy in Philly, you're saying like, we need to do that. Yeah, that's annoying and that's lame. But if you're also the type of person who's just like, there's someone prolific and they're not doing the right things that they need to do, and then you're still not necessarily like, just supporting them, because if you fuck with them, you fuck with them. But it's just one of those things where it's just like you're sitting there and you're coddling them because what you do is you coddle yourself. I feel like that's a very unhealthy thing for a lot of people to do. And I think there's so many people in my generation who coddle themselves. And now that these, athletes and prolific people have started coddling themselves also, we now just coddle each other. And it's bullshit. It's like, can you just do what the fuck you need to do? Like, listen, bro, like, I'm hot as hell. I told you guys all day, I'm hot as hell. It's raining outside, so it's like, it hasn't even, it's not even like a good day. I'm not really peppy. I'm fucking hungover. My head's fucking pounding. But I told myself I'm going to be doing 30 videos in 30 days. And you know what I'm doing? 30 videos in 30 goddamn days. You got to be somebody that people think that they can count on. Or even, not even that, like, it shouldn't even be like your reflection, in regards to other people and how you're seen, but just for yourself. Just for yourself, because like, yeah, sure, she's doing something that'll feel good now, but years from now, she's gonna look back at that and be like, damn, I was a clown, But I mean, I don't know everybody's life, man. Shit is different. Shit is weird. I heard that creepy ass doctor that used to touch everybody and shit, like, he got released or some shit or got sentenced. I don't know. People was in the comments talking shit about it, so there might be some shit going down with that. Which, my heart goes out to her. Like, I would never, and that's tough shit. So I hope she feels better. I hope everything goes well. The Olympic team is still doing well. But I hope, as an individual, as a person, she solves the problem she needs to solve within herself. But also maybe take something away from this in the sense of like, all right, even if I'm not always feeling great, it's not a good thing to turn tail and run when people are depending on me and stuff like that, but it is what it is. She's only 24, man. She's gonna learn. I mean, we all have those fucking things. We all have that shit. I've said it in a couple different episodes. We all have that type of shit where it's just like, You're in your early 20s. We all have some moment, some situation where we're like, damn, why'd I say that? Why'd I do that? And, this won't be hers. And that's fine. Or maybe not. Maybe this is the best thing she's ever done in her life, and she's going to drop gymnastics completely and get into pottery. I don't fucking know. But, more power to her, bro. More power to her. Yeah, man. What else is going on here, man? I don't even have nothing written down. You see this shit? This shit is blank as fuck. I'm out here. It's hot as a motherfucker. I got a baseball shirt on. I've been wondering. I need to start Googling shit before this podcast, because I've been trying to wonder what is the history of the baseball shirt? Why is it a half sleeve? I need to know that shit, man. Why is it a half sleeve, man? Can someone tell me? Because it's a good vibe, but it's also just like, what the fuck am I wearing? I feel like I'm wearing a crop top for my arms, Tube top, crop top, I don't know. Fuck, it's hot in here. Jesus Christ. Oh, guys, I think I'm gonna end the podcast. I'm sweating balls. It's getting bad over here. I'm not even wearing pants and I'm still sweating. It's not great. It's not great. You can probably see the beads of sweat. That's how you know if you got a good TV. If you can see the beads of sweat coming down my forehead. You got 4K if you can see how greasy my forehead is right now. And hey, if you can't see how greasy my forehead is, don't feel bad. We're all in different places in life, and that's okay. Eventually, one day, you'll get a good job. You'll be able to put things together. You'll be able to see my greasy-ass forehead all day, every day in perfect 4K video condition. And on that note, guys, I'm going to end the podcast. Thank you. This has been Dropping Gimme 20 with Phil Riston. I am Phil Riston. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. And thank you guys for watching the show. Have a good one. Peace.